welcome down to Apter's Alley here on OneWrestling.com, and I have advanced copies of my book, and I have a special guest.
Shh, I'm trying to read. I'm a special guest.
Oh, he's reading my book, Is Wrestling Fixed?
I didn't know it was broken. This is the Metal Maniac, the greatest ever, coming to you live from the pinnacle of professional wrestling, right here with Mr. Bill Apter. Not a fountain of misinformation, but a fountain of correct information about everything to do with professional wrestling before, now, and in the future, right here at the Mr. Conglomerate himself, Mr. Bill Apter. And don't mess it up either, you chubby dummies in Wonderland. Pay attention.
Now, wait a minute. So how did you knocked on the studio door here about an hour ago.
Look, I didn't kick it in.
Well, you came all the way from Hawaii. How did you find Apter's Alley?
Listen, all you got to do is go right in the phone and push Bill Apter, and they're going to bring you right to the Conglomerate, right here at the studio.
This is it. So, Metal Maniac, I haven't seen you in years, and when we first opened up Apter's Alley 23 years ago in Pennsylvania, you were one of the first people ever to visit Apter's Alley.
That's exactly right. I was one of the first ones. One of the first ones to enjoy being with you and and the benefits of actually being with Bill Apter, because when you are breaking in this business, this sport, and you don't have somebody in your corner pushing you, I had been very fortunate. Not just one, not just two. I had a whole bunch of people pushing for me, and one of these little piggies right here was Bill Apter. How many guys do you know that within, let me ask you this.
Okay, go ahead.
Better question.
Go ahead.
If you produce a magazine that comes out in August.
Okay. Way back in the magazine days.
In the magazine days, and you put together an article, let's say The Wrestler. Okay. Not The Wrestler, the...
Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
Right. There was a segment, it was called Introducing File.
Yes, that was in the
Now, if you had to make an introducing file and it went on sale August 1st, how many months behind would it take to actually put together, write it, take the pictures, lay it out, get it ready to go, edit it, and then print it for sale? How many months does that take? 6 weeks, mouthful. 8 weeks?
Took about 2 months.
Okay, so if that means if I started May of 92 and I was in the section that we're talking about here, which was the introducing file.
July or August, it wasn't on the stands.
So we're talking about a couple of months.
Yes.
People wait years. 6, 7. Bill Watts' kid didn't even get it till I think the 5th or 6th year he was actually in the business, and he was not really a rookie because his father had him hitting the ropes at 10. Okay, so can you imagine? I fly into Philadelphia.
I don't know where this is going.
I'm with Eddie. He doesn't know anything. He's a conglomerate. There's so much in there. It's unbelievable. He's freaked out that I'm here.
I am.
Wow. So he is at the ECW area. This is like when it was called Eastern Championship Wrestling, and it was
coming hard days.
Right, but it was just after Todd Gordon got it, and Bill was there, and we started talking, and one thing led to another, and the next thing you know, boom. Actually, the real story was, before that night I was in working for Tommy D the week before.
In Brooklyn.
And I drove to Long Island. Curtis Ilkea, if you don't know who he is, his name was Curtis the Bull. If you don't know who he is by then if you're that young, then you would look at WCW, who was the Dungeon of Doom, the Dungeon of Doom, the Taskmaster from the Dungeon of Doom. Kevin Sullivan, but Curtis Ilkea, he was the guy with the ripped apart head with the staff and the smoke.
Curtis.
He said, and Don Morocco said, who is a friend of mine, never trained me, he helped me, he told me what to say, what to do, how to act, tried to help me, and he said, first thing, you drive to Bill Apter's building, London Publishing.
Back in Rockville?
I went into, who does this? I went into the lobby's men's room, put my gear on, went to his office, mentioned Curtis the Okea, Curtis the Bold, King Curtis, and Don Morocco's name, and within 2 minutes, he had his camera out. He said, "Kid, come with me."
Give me that right over there.
This camera, this camera, not another camera. This camera, and the reason why it's got dust on it, because when he took the pictures, it snapped and broke. But I was in every wrestling magazine, whether it be the Wrestler, the Who's Who, the Top 500. I was the only guy in professional wrestling who did not have a contract, who was in the first Pro Wrestling Illustrated's Wrestling Almanac that had a picture in it other than Sabu. And Sabu just got a contract like the week that it actually came out. So I was the only guy with a picture, no less a name in it. You follow me? I mean, this is the kind of help. This is the kind of help that people cut their fingers off that don't get. You follow what I'm saying? And this is who I'm sitting with. Someone that really did everything he could.
Well, wait, Maniac, I have to say, in all fairness, you were one of the good guys that actually you were out to help get noticed and publicize yourself. You wanted to market yourself, and we saw it, and we did the best we could.
Well, I mean, I did everything I could. I painted my face. I had my rap down. Because Don said, "Look."
Came to my house at Halloween and tried to scare my kids.
Oh no, we scared him. There was no trying. Trying implies failure. There was no failure. These kids were like, "Daddy, what are you doing to us?"
He was here with Malaya Hosaka.
Malia, Malia. She pronounces it Malaya, but in Hawaii, where all the brothers and sisters are, they will tell you it is pronounced Malia.
Well, now, Maniac, because we want to talk.
Oh, and look at that, Designer Body Honolulu, baby, get it right.
We want to talk about. Thank you very much, by the way, for
hey, 52. Look at the tribes, baby, 52.
So let's find out now. Since people here on the mainland haven't seen you in a long time, you moved to Hawaii very long time ago. What are you doing back here in the United States? Well, first of all, what are you doing in Hawaii?
First of all, I went down there. The first thing was I met a guy named Siva Afi. Most people know him as Sivi Afi, one half of the Islanders.
Yeah.
He went and got the Peter Maivia tattoo, and back then the business is different. They didn't do the job for this guy or that guy. It was either squash matches or two superstars that went 35 minutes. There was no, The Rock losing one night and Stone Cold losing another night. Now everybody does it, and it's a different business. Back then, you didn't do it. And so, they wanted him to maybe lose a match to somebody famous or whatever.
I don't know where we're going.
And what happened is he left the WWF, and when he did, I met him. He took me to Hawaii.
Okay.
And he started to help me, and then I bumped into Don at the World's Gym, and he said, "Hey, listen, what are you gonna do?" He said, "You got 49 guys with great bodies. You got 49 guys with face paint. Tell me what you're going to do, and if you're going to do it, it better be better than everybody else in line." And then the next thing you know, Curtis said, "Well, this is what you need to do. You worked all the way to get here to learn a little bit of the wrestling, learn your character, get all the kinks out. Now you got to go somewhere." And I'm like, "Go somewhere? I don't want to go anywhere. I want to be in Hawaii. It used to be a big territory." He said, "Well, not anymore. It's not." So then I had to come all the way back to Philadelphia. Then I go to your office. Then I'm at ECW, and then I meet the king of the jungle, the Superfly Jimmy Snuka, and then boom, it was over. I blew the roof off the independent scene. If you go back to 1992. You go back to the Wrestling Almanac, you go back to the top 500 for 12 years when I was in every year. There's a lot of people in the business that they could have chose anybody they wanted. They could have chose anybody they wanted. There was one article that said, "Who's wrestling's busiest man?" Boom, they had my face in it. Then it was, I mean, there were so many articles, I can't even think about it. My head is full. All right, all I can tell you is, all I know is I'm all the way in Hawaii. All I hear is OneWrestling.com and Bill Apter.
I'm trying. Our producer here is saying, you know, we're supposed to be doing around 15 minutes here.
Is it 15 minutes already?
I think it's been more than 15 minutes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to edit you out.
No, I'm not editing. We're not going to edit anything out here. What are you? You're back on the mainland here. You've come down to Apter's Alley here in Pennsylvania. Tell us what you're doing here.
Well, you know, on a personal note,
he can talk lower.
On a personal note,
yeah.
Last year my mom passed away.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
And with our, you know, in certain religions, certain things are done at the time of death. Certain things are done a year later. This is right around a year later, and so I had to come back up to take care of some.
You lost your mom.
Yeah, and there's some to diabetes and to liver disease, kidney disease, and then so I had to come up for some ceremonial stuff. I had to come up for some probate stuff that you have to sign the papers and finish it up and close things up, and so I had to be here in person.
And
you know, and one more important thing. Yeah. Is that I don't want to give anybody any fuel for fire, but the fact of the matter is, my father, my brother, my friend Superfly Jimmy Snuka is very sick. He was there for my mother. He was there for me during my career. He was there for my mother when she was sick, and in life, and at her funeral, he was a pallbearer, and now he's got what he's got, and I came up and I'm
Carol on,
and when I heard about it and I saw the Tonga Kids video, I had a heart attack, and I couldn't just sit still anymore, and I'm here and I'm taking care of it, and Bill Apter's got me in his conglomerate. It's just fantastic, and I'm losing my mind right now.
You mentioned to me before we taped that there's a special funding going on to...
Yeah, there's a thing, I guess it's called GoFundMe.com. GoFundMe.com. And you can either put your name anonymously, or you can put your name up there. You're going to get haters up there, like, you know, everybody, as soon as you mention this thing, people that don't know what they're talking about, so whapping. So keep whapping, nobody cares.
So this is a GoFundMe
it's a GoFundMe thing to help
his medical...
Okay, but the fact of the matter is, he's extremely sick. Yeah. There's just no two ways about it. We spoke on the phone, and, you know, we know each other a long time, and regardless of this other stuff, it's very difficult to swallow.
All right, so
that's all I
take
can
a look
say.
at
Very
it if you'd like to.
The only other thing I wanted to tell you, is that there's going to be a reality show starring the Metal Maniac with the backdrop in Hawaii. It's going to have one or two other people I don't want to mention just yet because I don't want to give it all away. But it's going to be fantastic.
I'm not one of the other one or two people?
You may very well be, but unless you're wearing Speedos, you know, or a lava, you ain't getting in.
You want to see me in the Speedo?
Yes, we do, because you see this book, it's got some really great pictures in it. I just looked at it. When it comes out, you've got to read it. Okay. It's fantastic. In Hawaii, Bill Apter in Hawaii with Speedos. You gotta see it. It is hilarious.
You remember what happened to me that night when you had taken me out there, and there was a man about 95 years old there, and he said, "Bill, he can answer your question." And I said, "Sir, is it Hawaii or Hawaii?" Because he looked like he was a prince.
It's Hawaii.
And he said, "Hawaii," and I said, "Thank you," and he said, "You're welcome." I remember that.
So I said,
Maniac, seriously, really, it's a pleasure to, and I'm thrilled.
Well, I know it was your pleasure, brother. I know it was your pleasure.
But one of the nice things I wanted to say is that when you came back to the mainland, you called me and said, "We have to get together." And I said, "Well, I'd love to bring you down to Apter's Alley." He said, "It's not necessary. You just want to go and hang out and sit and talk." And I thought you'd be terrific down here.
52, brother! Down on the beach, hanging and banging. You know what we're doing down there.
We're going at it. We're just about out of time here on Apter's Alley. For Bill Apter and the Metal Maniac, we always point with the index finger into the camera, and we say, "We'll see you at the matches." Can you say that?
We will see you, chubby dummies, at the matches. Brother, daddy, brother.
What about the skinny minis? They're out there too.